Sanibonani sinimungele emakhaya iDaily Thetha lena on SABC1 where youth is taking charge on this show and sikhuluma ngazo zonke izinto ezithida kakhulukazi youth njengokuthi entertainment, politics nanoma yini, but right now decided to focus kakhulu kwi-entertainment. It's a Thursday. Since Monday abantu bekhuluma about ama awards, bethi abanye bayarojwa, bethi abanye abadeserve. So it is that, do you know what? Asifanda training kakhulu kwazi ngama awards ukuthi kahle kahle kujudgewa kanjani, kuwinwa kanjani, nanokuthi ukhona indlela ukuthi athenge lama awards and into sikhuluma namhlanje on Day Thetha.
Alrighty then, well nakalileke Tumelo. Sitlokhulusa mathomo saka Mothotoane. Thank you for your time. It's a mini Thursday and latsiba gore it's the day mo lengore lebella gore what's been happening on our social scene. And I think it's important to highlight gore we're not just talking about the summer awards di tlhagileng. No, we're talking about the Crown Gospels or the Metro or the SA Hip Hop Awards, anything e leng gore bona kare e awarded the artists and ofila gore motlhomonga ha ife. Re bone the artists tja rena balla, the videos were going viral. #Mampinja challenge is going out of control in South Africa to a point whereby people think we don't deserve the internet as South Africa because of that. Marafela, do you feel that they had every right to complain and say gore aba vote because nebali hyped up, people were, you know, retweeting their songs or playing? Wena unagana, make sure you do call us on 011 339 1315.
So abogile ama artists amaningi ewaduba ama awards abanye bethi ngebe sawangenelela abanye baphinde bebuyele back bathi yezini siyaxolisa soqhubeka siwangenelela, but today wanna find out from ipanel ama judges azabe khona lazo besichazela kabanzi apart ukuthi ama awards awina kanjani, uvotwa kanjani, lapho ngavotwa khona ubani o decide ukuthi ubani othathe award. And namhlanje sibingelele audience yethu masibuza umbuzo obalekile ukuthi yona ngokubona kwayo iya understand ukuthi uwina kanjani ama awards. Sanibonani sinibukele ku Daily Thetha.
Tumela.
Okay.
What do you think about, you know, the whole issue surrounding awards? Do you think awards are being sold in South Africa?
Yes, I do. Because there's artists that won that shouldn't have won the awards. You know, like the SDC should have won an award, but unfortunately didn't.
Sure. Oh, okay. And Siswami, when ngifuna ukuzigama lakho as well, do you understand ama awards ukuthi kuwiniswa kanjani? Criteria yakho ukuthi sebenza kanjani ukuthi umuntu agcine ewin awards?
Okay, now my name is Letlokhonolo Makura. I personally think the awards people should win by voting, nah? But ever since we've been seeing TV, we don't know what's happening. Nah? But from my like view, I don't think the awards are for recognition. We do know you, so the awards is, you know, it's just money and it's just something we go room providing. So yeah.
So it doesn't add anything, any value to an artist's career.
No.
But we've heard, you know, other artists saying, "Go win an award. You're now a summer award-winning artist. Or price how when you've been booked. You know, you have some sort of credibility now, or you're nationally recognized."
Oh, all right. Go on that part next at but for now I was just saying, like you don't need recognition. You don't need awards for recognition.
Because during a pirate, any star got
like a music.
Okay, let's build a back
like a music.
By the way, let's see who wins an award on Masama as well. So mhlawumbe akawinanga le category beyifuna but uwinile as well. So big up to him for that. So yeah.
Let's go to other people.
Let's go
to others who have views. Let's talk to you, my brother. Unaganang about the whole, you know, system when it comes to awards. Do you think it's credible? I mean, if you're an aspiring artist yourself, or Bonokar, you would actually believe what awards tell us?
I think that awards mean something. Like when you win an award, it's supposed to show that like you're putting in the effort in what you're doing, like your music career. You're putting in the effort. And now those that just go and buy the awards and stuff, because there's a lot of that going around that people are buying awards and almost just winning them fair. And that's wrong to other people. Because some people put in the effort and they can't get an award. And that award means something to them. It gives them a status to say, well, I'm doing this
Use
thing.
your microphone.
I'm doing this thing and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
That's what it tells them.
Absolutely.
Cool. And also ngizothanda ukuthi ngikhulume with uRashid ongomunye wama organizers ama awards athi. Ngifuna ukuza ukuthi kuyena. Let's come to iFee. Is it fair ukuthi last week you were 20,000 and after so winning award so 45,000?
Yeah, it is fair. It is fair. Like the pricing goes up everywhere. Yeah. You as a presenter, if you win an award, your next gig will pay better. You know. So yeah, with the awards as well, it's all about bragging rights. You know, some artists may say, "I don't care about the awards," but they're lying deep down. That's why you see them posting videos crying. because if you get an award, like it says you're better than the next artist, you know, or you're better than everyone that released an album that year.
What about other people that haven't necessarily won awards? We've had Trompis, they weren't necessarily, you know, a group that won numerous awards. We've had people talking about Sister Bettina Mkharimbe. It was a big song. So even if you didn't get an award, are you saying that still your art, your artistry or your song is not as, it doesn't have the necessary bragging rights?
Not at all, not at all.
Sure.
Like, if all over the world, like the legendary artists from Bob Marley to Tupac, they never won awards. You know, they never won awards. It's a new thing that like everyone wants to win awards.
Yeah.
But it won. You'll be, if you're good, you'll be in the history books as one of the best. I don't think Mahlatini won any award, you know. But we know if you're great, you're great. An award is not gonna change that. It's just bragging rights for that year. You are the best artist for 2017, not forever.
Sizobuya kwena kakhulukazi Rashid, because funa ukwazi nane committee ukuthi ubasiletha kanjani those judges for ama awards where kusuke ngavota khona. But let's go to social media.
Absolutely. Adding more Twitter, Tweetmaster has tweeted us at Daily Thetha. Or what I understand is awards are bought. Look at what happened at Babes Odumo. Yeah, no, that video really went viral. His song, rather her song, trended the whole year. It got absolutely nothing. So it seems like people are saying it trendile on social media. It got the necessary hype, but still Dololo award.
I see also Sisipo Mahokota ut Amanda Black deserves those awards. Une single ezininzi play in different radio stations. Amazulu separate Gahle Lila Mina now all these ngoma like Amanda Black. So for yena it was justified. Ngamasama Amanda Black my channel agonke lentayte nominated again. It was very nice.
It was very, very interesting, and congratulations to Amanda Black and all the winners, of course, at this year's 23rd annual Summer Awards. But for now, we're talking to all the decision makers. But they sit behind the scenes, know exactly what's happening. Do we think, or are we correct in thinking, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. Namhlanje sikhuluma about ama awards nana ukuthi ajudgewa kanjani nana ukuthi khona umuntu odeserve award agcine ngayitholanga. Ayathengwa noma wathenga. Let's find out from our studio guest waiters obasichazela more about that. Ungayithenga ini awards too.
And again, it is not just about the awards or about the but even artists pulling out or threatening pull out. So what's happening to our music industry if we're losing artists they don't want to be nominated in categories and banal defense. But to take us through the conversation, Mphela, of course, like an entertainment blogger, and then Rashid K, co-founder of the SA Hip Hop Awards. Gentle brothers, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Phil, I mean, all the time on social media. We follow each other on Twitter, and you were very opinionated when it comes to hype versus reality of Dabacha music. Take us through your opinion with what happened.
Look, I think we should start by throwing out some numbers first and say, okay, fine. In South Africa, if you look at social media, for instance, Twitter, you've got about 7 million or just over 7 million accounts on Twitter. Of that 7 million accounts, the recent study in Zoinke World Works shows only 60% of those accounts are active. So now you're left with 40%. Of that 40%, you still have to cut it down and say, okay, there are white people, there are Indian people, there are colored people, there are black people.
Right.
Of that, each artist has its own niche market, whatever. So by the time it gets to one artist, the share of the market is about maybe 2% or 1%. So now, if you're gonna base your career and base the expectations of your career on what's trending, then you are really far removed from the reality of South Africa, because what's happening is that people that should be buying your music and people that should actually be supporting you are out there. So now, if we look at what happened with the Summers, for instance, Babes was not doing what Nasty C was doing. Nasty C was out there. He had billboards on trucks and stuff like that, promoting this thing. People should vote for him. What was Babes doing? Babes was on social media, where the number of support is very small. Yes, they've got the loudest voice, but the number is very small. So now, if you're sitting at home and you read these magazines and you see Babes on the cover, you're sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, man, this is not fair.
But do you really think Babes is trendy, even maybe go to taverning or go maraying?
Look, it was popular, don't get me wrong. It was popular, but let's look at this. Babes released an album, for instance. Nobody bought that album. Do you understand? So now, if you're going to complain about not getting recognition, how about get recognition for your body of work? Because this year, yes, Wololo was very popular, but the reality is that her body of work this year did not receive that much artistic and critical acclaim. She had an album out. All these people who are complaining that she never got an award, did they buy that album? How many songs do they know from that album beside Warlord?
Angize kona Rashid, asibuyeleni back to now. Ekujudging kwala ma categories la asuke khona, because isikhathi esiningi you'll find like uBabes Tumelo. I'm gonna make an example ngoBabes Tumelo because njengamanje o trend akakhulu. Doing ama bookings and Torisha and doing all sort of things and music wakhe suza almost every other radio station. And then comes in a category where azobe a group with maybe some not so popular artists and a win. How does that go about? Kwenzakala kanjani?
Yeah, first of all, I don't know any awards that check Twitter which song is trending for the whole year. So that part is
Just look
out
at
of the question. Out of the question. And with airplay, she might have been played a lot of times. But there's an award for that, like the most played song, which was won by Questa. It means Questa had more airplay than Babes. So, and there's proof, there's records. So she has nothing to complain about, you know. So, and with the song of the year, it's the public vote, like 100% public vote. If Mabala Noise has like 1 million to buy airtime and SMS for Nasty C, that's a loophole.
So it comes with a budget. You need to have a budget so you can win an award.
You know, that's a loophole. Say this one is 100% public. You know, whoever has the budget can vote as many times as they like and they can win that award.
But let's look at the categories where kuba nama judges. Ubano decide ukuthi nampa abantu about 3, about 4 abazo judge and how does that go about?
I'll speak for the SA Hip Hop Awards. Every category. We cannot take Bravusi here was one of the judges at the SA Hip Hop Awards. But we look at his expertise. We cannot say Bravusi judge the best lyricist. You know, because
how many people are working on
it? It's 3 judges per category, and they don't know each other. So there's no way that the results could be rigged. Because we sent Bravusi the music and the judging sheet. He doesn't know who else is judging on the same category.
Oh, so they're not together in a boardroom?
No, it's not a boardroom. They judge individually.
Okay.
We send him stuff and the judging sheet, he will score and send it back.
Okay. Phil, I want to talk about the controversial comment. I think most South Africans were taken aback by Yaman Binja. Do you think we need some sort of a voter enlightenment campaign? Educate the artists, lead the voters about what it's not about it's about India, it's about phone and you actually vote.
You see, like, I mean, when I was first getting into the industry, I interviewed Don Lag, and he said to me that I asked him, how long have you been in this industry? He's like 40 years, and I'm like, what's kept you going? And he's like, don't believe the hype. I've never forgotten that. And I think that once our artists get to a point where they realize that this is work, this is a machine that needs to be fed, and there has to be a campaign that you do. There has to be money allocated to promoting your work. If you just sit there and assume that just because you're on the covers of magazines, people know who you are, just because people play your music, people are actually going to support any other initiative that you're doing, you are fooling yourself. The reality is that people that are making money, whether it's presenters, whatever, people who are actually succeeding and getting endorsements are people who are actually investing in themselves, people who are actually doing things outside of just their work. As a presenter, you are doing other things. You are doing your business and stuff to what? To help feed this one thing that's got you in the public eye. So I think an education needs to happen with our artists where they need to learn hype and reality are 2 different things. And reality is getting down to the ground and knowing who are your real supporters.
All right, let's go to your box back. You're on the line.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good as well.
Hey, can you comment?
Yes, now comment the artists should focus more on the arts of music. And the artists are now more focused on like making money and getting awards and that, but they're forgetting the essence of music.
Mara le
And they're forgetting the art.
At the Metro FM Awards mo lengore ila angala a complain abela ka mo lengore bile I mean o end up le tsamaile ko Mabala Noise abela gore a happy system. So do you think gore the artists come ka di wrong, or there might be truth to it if re bona an artist ibile lena a speaker out against it ibile tsamaya from record label ya gagwe?
I think that where the smoke there's fire. They can't just say that awards are being bought. I think there has to be there's something there.
All right.
Because babes in Gomake, if you look at YouTube, there were like 6 million views. But then at the award show, she gets nothing.
So
It doesn't make sense that so many people are supporting her, but at the award, she gets nothing.
All right. Thanks, Lesego, for commenting.
Siyabonga kakhulu Lesego, and mhlawumbe enye into sophinde sibheke futhi as well, so besibheke ukuthi ikuphi okubalekile between ama artists is to focus on making sure that they give us good music and we decide as abantu ukuthi sibavotele, or they must focus on having big campaigns so that people can vote for them. Let's see what's happening on Twitter. Mthabisi Mthangcube, you didn't vote for her. Nesty won because of his fan base. Those teenagers were voting all day for him.
DB Libas.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Pine Town as well. Welcome to Thetha.
Hello.
Kunjani ma?
Yeah, Mzansi.
Sikhona. Uthini umbono wakho mama?
Mina, I think that awards have been voted.
Kanjani?
Okay, lot of artists which are so talented about winning and don't even get recognized.
And whenever I vote, do you vote for your favorite artists?
I used to, and I just stopped.
Utowina jwang babes when you used to. I can
I
remember.
stopped. I stopped. Like in 2010, I just quitted all the stuff. I quit it. Yeah.
Okay, siyakuzwa kakhulu sisi. Let's come back to you Rashid as well. Ukuthi abantu bazwakala benolaka and bephatheka kabe after ama result versus reality ukuthi did they vote? Like Utumo was asking the question ukuthi kubo bonke labantu abakhalayo nivotile yini? And that's a question.
Firstly, there's organizing committee, there's a vetting committee, there are judges. Who sells the awards? Who are they buying it from?
We don't know. You can tell us.
That's what I'm trying to find out. For System A, only e-wallet.
Yeah, you can tell us.
No, but the thing is that I told Payola, where Payola, you know, that you can give money directly to a thingy, a composer or a thingy, playlist compiler, and stuff like that. Do you understand? So there's but however, I think we shouldn't just dismiss this accusation because, like I was telling these guys in the makeup room, the problem with the whole system, the awards in South Africa is that from the word go, it's a flawed process. I'll give you an example. The Summers, okay? The Summers they say that the list that they look at their winners from comes from the Radio Monitor and the BMET, right? However, these are two lists coming from two independent sources, and sometimes these lists are not the same. That's what happened with Lokenville and I forgot what the other guy was. Miss Prue,
yeah.
That's what happened with the situation with Lokenville is because they rated higher on one list and on the other list they were not there, or either they were very low and stuff like that. You understand? So before it even gets to those other people, the vetters and whatever, the process itself from the word go is flawed, and that's why Risa has said that they are going back to the drawing board and trying to solve that issue.
Right.
Okay, can I take you?
Sizobuya kuwena nje Rashid, because njengamanje samani sithi siyothengisa kancane etolo from ama South African Hip Hop Awards to Summers, Crown, Gospel, sikhuluma indaba yakhona ayathengwa yini lama awards. Masibuya. Welcome back to iDaily Thetha. Sahleli kuyona ikhathi emhlophe siyaba investigator nje sifuna ukuthola kabanzi about lezi zinto zama awards. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi kahle kwenzakala kanjani ukuthi umuntu agcine ewini award nanokuthi umuntu kumele na akhalaze kwesinye isikhathi cha sirojukela. But Rashid, you had something to say before nje si breaking.
Yeah, I wanted to take you through the whole process real quick.
Yeah.
We have a timeline, 15 September last year to 15 September this year. Anything released within that period as eligible for submission. Yeah. And our submission at the Hip Hop Awards is free. The Summers, they go up to 7,000 just to submit, even if you don't get a nomination. So, and then there's a research committee that look through all the albums if they qualify. And then we take those albums to the vetting committee. If there are 30 albums submitted per category, the vetting committee will vet until the top 5. The top 5 will be taken back to us as the organizers. Those are the nominees. And then we take those top 5 to the judges and they choose the winner. And that's what is announced during the ceremony.
Yeah.
That's how the whole thing works.
So that's the process.
That's the process.
Alrighty then. Well,
Yes.
gona byanong ga re na le Thobela, of course Tlamini wa re joinang, re na le Andile Mathobela le ena wa re joinang. Thobela Mathobela go tlhagang. Yeah, that thing. Khubeka. Thobela a re thome ka wena. Re kwele gore ba re le patedisha di-artists up to 7,000, I think approximately, even though ba ka se fitlhe ba nominatiwa. Why is there a fee to just applying or be nominated?
Thank you. I think it's not about paying 7,000. Or Rashid is giving us many zeros at the back. It's fine. It's only, I think it's only about 400 and something per entry if you're a RISA member. If you are a non-RISA member, it's 739, if I'm not mistaken. That's the amount that you pay per entry to enter. The process of entry is very simple. We open it up similar to what Abu Rashid they've got. We give you like a 12-month process.
Okay.
Within that period, whichever album came out, what we then do, we open up for nominees or for entries. Then people submit through that particular process. And then after they've submitted everything to the office, which is the RISA offices now, we then have what we call general committees. On the general committees, it's where now we are now taking music to relevant genres. Remember, we are talking of South African Music Award. It's a broader scope.
Yeah.
We've got Bure music there. We've got pop. We've got everything in there. So you must have people that specialize in all those genres. It's quite a hefty process. So when the general committee has met, it then separates what is pop, Afro-pop, what is pop in the dance, all these things. After that process happens, we then now set up committees. A committee that we said, it's a vetting committee. There is a one that sits now. After everything has been done, we then move, we've got what we call a steering committee.
Sure.
After a steering committee, we then move, we've got a supervisory committee that now supervises all these committees. From that point on, we've got, moreover, all these committees, we've got a standalone judges that sit separate from these committees.
It's a long process.
Just to give you, just to give people an idea to say, maybe they say people are buying awards. If people are buying awards, it means it's us within the industry that are buying from each other. All these people who sit in all these committees are all record label reps. They are all people that represent each and every record label.
Wow.
So it's not outsiders that don't understand.
Yeah.
Sony will send his person, Mabala will send his own person, Kalao will send, Universal will send. We've got reps all over the show. In all committees, every record label, while you can be an indie, you can be a major, you are represented there. It's an open process.
Before Ngiza go and Andile, because I need to come to you, but I need to come back quickly to when Thobela. Umampintsha, une-recording label yakhe independent, US Inc., and previously ube Afrotainment. And then now, I keep a statement so guti, wathengile ama awards and niyazi sonke. Now you're saying ukuthi abantu banama representative kuwo wonke lama committees. Is Umampintsha trying to tell us something about the awards? Because Big Nas have won awards.
You know what? I think that is what one of those questions that I kept on asking myself to say, what is it that he knows? Maybe some of us don't know. But the reality is, the thing of saying awards are bought for me is just just hype around media, the social media space, especially Twitter. You can't buy an award that you don't even know who the judges of those awards are. Where then do you buy it? Where's that line of buying? If people can explain to me to say, who is the end buyer? Where do you send that money to? Then I will say to you, yes, they are being bought. But with our processes, even judges themselves, they don't know each other. We just select judges. Some are professors from universities who are doing music. Some are legends in the business. Some are producers of this music. Because you cannot take somebody who doesn't understand hip-hop to go and judge hip-hop. So you must go to the hip-hop pool and look at the best people that either are writers from newspapers, either are bloggers. You look at those. There are skills that you have to allocate to those particular genres. You must know a genre to judge it. So now, where I think people are misinterpreting is that if your person doesn't win, you create hype that this thing doesn't work. 10 years down the line, Kwesta didn't win a thing. He never sworn at anybody. He never said anything bad to anybody. He kept on going. If I can take people back again, if you look at the El Vovo situation, El Vovo when he came in, he had Ibang Suga. That song was so big, it didn't win an award. Did he swear at anybody? What he then did was to stick in there, do PR around that, public sympathy, worked for both of them, to be where they are today. Today, Questa is reaping the awards.
We know what. I don't want to andile really about the artists but threaten or batlajwa out of the award ceremonies if habawini. What does that do to the culture, yeah, music or even the industry as a whole? Because ratseba gore Kespauchu threaten logotwa after Kusheshe out of the summers actually. I think it was a big song. Narubonaka Mampincha Lili Babe So Dumo. Is this a trend everyone from the artist Jaren?
Yeah, you know, this trend is very confusing because like when someone threatens to leave the awards, like based on what? Like I recently interviewed Babes 2 weeks before the summers, and then she said that like if she doesn't win, then she's no longer going to be part of the awards. So, you know, I think that artists mislead their fans because artists themselves don't know the processes. So now if someone like Babe says that they're going to boycott the awards, that means that her fans are now going to lose faith in the awards, and the awards are now not going to be seen as credible anymore, and that kills like the whole it kills like the culture of the industry, because if people don't believe in the awards anymore, then that means that, you know, the whole industry is flawed because of lack of information.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But for me, the contradiction is when you have an artist Olongoro who win an award and during his acceptance speech, happy. I mean, we saw it Karikirik. I mean, you think it will be the happiest day of his life. You just won an award, but he's saying, or I happy because you are fooling the kids and all the aspiring artists. So it's a bit confusing when we see artists.
Yeah, I think issue Karikirik is just like confusion between buying awards and payola. Like, so what payola is, for people that may not know, is that like people actually pay compilers for their songs to be played more radio. So now they have like a high rotation, so obviously they are more visible. So I think Ricky was speaking more on that. And then with the with buying awards, I think what Ricky didn't actually get to explain was that like people have like a budget. So now what people are doing is that Baraka airtime, and then people, you know, Batuba voter, but then it's actually fair, but then like Rashid said, it's a loophole. So yeah, it's not that it's unfair, but it's just that like if I have more money than you and I invest in the marketing campaign and I invest in airtime, then I'm gonna win.
Usho something good, and you guys as judges, you don't know each other.
Yeah.
How true is that? Because do you sign a contract with once you've been given this category to judge? Was about it, or was I tell you know, so we end up knowing what I think Kini is judging that category.
Yeah, I've been a judge. You know, they always advise me like to keep it hush hush, but I never know like any other judges. Like I don't know any other judges, and how it works is that like they'll give you like, you know, obviously like we're Skipan is a youth magazine, so they'll give us like categories that appeal to us or that we're familiar with, like for example the hip-hop genre, you know, like, and then in that genre obviously I'll know because I'm in touch, I deal with these guys on the content day to day, so I know, you know, the fan base, I know the interaction, so you know I would know, but I never know the other judges. Yeah,
and just to quickly add on that, these things are being audited. When the judges are bringing back their results, this is where we now pick up what maybe people have colluded. You see with the numbers, because numbers don't lie. So the auditors in some of the cases previously, they will then send back that package back.
So there are cases whereby there's something fishy about it, and you sell it back.
The auditors definitely has to do that. That's why you've got them, so that if there's, because you can't control everything. By the way, you know, there are things that go beyond you now, you know, you're not even seeing. But hence you put all those systems in place to say, let us try and do this. Hence we then even said yesterday that we are even looking and saying, how best do we make sure that we close ranks on this particular process?
I see. And Siniga's YouTube as well with social media. We Facebook here too. It's daily_Thetha if we connect data. There's something coming from Tlanta Quintin. But the fact that I dance to your song, it does not mean I will vote for you.
South Africa, so you don't deserve the internet and airtime.
I'm sure Kuruma will play so too, but some say break in.
Sho sanibonani, wonke umuntu ubonile ukuthi kenzakaleni into eyenzeka ngisho nakamametro isiyenzeka kamasamba, so into yala Mzansi into engekho, ama awards sekubonakalele ukuthi ayathengwa ama awards. Ngeke ingoma yami itrende unyaka wonke, ayikho ingane efikile entsha njengami, ngazi nganominate ama BET phesheya, mase ngakini ngathiwa ngisho ne award eyodwa, ayikho nje leyo nto. Musanje udlala ngathi qhubekani wathenga ama awards enu, qhubekani khulekani music vele ngesesilambe siyabhukwa sohlezi nginje ngiyohlezi ngubhebhe sodumo noMampintsha ohlezi uMampintsha neWestink ohlezi uWestink. Ngiyabonga.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha, where the youth is taking charge on this show. Sibuza izinto that youth ehlezi kuhlele emakhaya tifuna ukuzibuza and sinikeza abantu la kwi-couch ukuthi baziphendulele yonke lento esikhuluma ngayo njengoba nje sikhuluma about indaba yama-awards ukuthi ayathengeka na. There's something coming from Gcinumuzi Shabalala. Why is Mampinja not here? He must answer some of the questions lawa akade wabuza laphana. I don't know, uMampinja sizamile uku-invite ngebhadi mshuthi-ke ushuta i-video. I'm sure no babes because yeah bashuta leyo video bobabili. Sizoyibona soon. Sizoyibona soon that music video.
Apology video.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Bashuta music video bashuta. Otherwise, let's go to AKZN. Siye kuqeda ukwazi sizuthi uthini umbono wakho i-comment about today's show. Qeda ukwazi?
Yebo.
Kunjani mfethu?
Yebo.
Kunjani baba? Qeda ukwazi? Yes, siyakuzwa thina mhlambe wena ongasizwa. Uyasizwa?
Angiyamizwa futhi.
Uthini umbono wakho mfethu?
Cha mina mfethu yabona nje ayingikhali ngisho nje lokukhala yabona impela ama-metro amasama anomona ngempela ngobhiksi yabona noma picture mina ngicabanga ukuthi sakhe phela uqinisile ngoba babona kula maphepha lokupicture ngempela ayikho ingoma nje nengoma yamawolo emhlabeni yabona ubhiksi wabona ubhiksi yabona unyaka wakho ukuthi awuli futhi for sure yabona nje bengathulanga ndondo ngale ngoma ukuthi uyadinga ayithule phela
Yo, siyazama qeda ukwazi ukubuza.
Angibona ukuthi wakhipha ingoma eyodlula amawolo.
Uvotile? Qeda ukwazi uvotile? I hope uvotile because I think the people that are complaining, some of them are vote.
I think also as well, sinikeza ama-artists at home, if you are an artist now, lapho khona umbono ufuna ukubeka because we've seen you guys saying ukuthi anisenza ukuthi take part in the awards. Give us a call now, sizwe ukuthi umbono wakho uthini about this.
Absolutely. Well, we're also joined back into the couch by Mphela and Vusi Liu. Welcome. I wanted to ask you, Linalimona Kantiking, because this Unomona thing is trending and people are saying, babes are winning. What's going on? Because you've been a judge before. So, King, Hali, prefer Banabang over Banabang?
Well, I've worn different caps. I mean, I come from all the steering committees of the Summers as a record company owner as well and stuff. But look, I would say one simple thing. I think the industry needs to change. There needs to be more accountability. For instance, with other organizations, if you're a member of the organization, you would not go out there and say irresponsible statements and not be charged. You know? And so if, for example, if Mampinja is saying people buy, all right? Big Nas has won a number of awards before, all right? So that means, why as a man in the street, why wouldn't I believe him when I know that he has won awards before? That means he says he bought the awards as Big Nas, and unfortunately this time, maybe he doesn't have the money because he's no longer with Afrotainment, maybe, you know. So he must tell the South African public, the music industry, Risa should be asking for a proper explanation. But at the same time, though, the problem is again, not with our supporters. The problem is with the recording industry and the media, because payola, as it was mentioned, if people are taking payola, which they are, especially some of the major stations, all right, who are tastemakers and decision makers. And unfortunately, some of the judges would normally be taken from a station, let's say like Metro FM, because it's one of the biggest stations that influences people. So if there's payola in those spaces, all right, then why wouldn't the same people who take payola, if they are taken because of the reputation of their stations, why then wouldn't they take payola for the awards or bribery? Do you understand? Yeah. And there's been judges who would go out there and come to a record label or to an artist and say, I judge this category. You must pay me so that I can. So what we are saying is there could be a bit of truth, but the biggest problem with the music industry as a whole and this country and the arts and culture ministry is all these problems come up, all right? Everybody basically sweeps them under the carpet until they come back again. Nobody says, hold on.
And takes accountability. Yeah.
You know, this happened last time. What is this? Can we investigate.
Yeah, I feel, I mean, you are part of the media industry, you're a blogger, especially in entertainment. For most of for the ordinary man on the streets, what is it in simple terms?
I think you just explained it. The simple thing, when somebody goes to like a recording label, goes to the radio station, and radio station quality music compilers. Those are the people who decide on what music is going to be played for that show. Like a radio presenter doesn't just decide, for today I'm going to play these songs. No, there's a compiler, go stationing, or compiler, motion this person, these are the songs that are going to be played.
Right.
So those are the people that are able to, ba re go di recording label gore mfetsi go batla gore ke tla le pina hao 15,000, then I'll make sure your pina hao e mo list.
And it tshwanela wa tshwanela patela?
No, you're not supposed to.
Okay.
Songs should be the record label submit songs, and those songs need to be on those lists on merits according people should hear them.
Video channels as well. It's not only
not only radio stations.
Let's highlight that it's video channels.
After what Upravu said right now, if umuntu nina we committee umuntu khetha ukuthi mhlambe you are compiler to a certain station, if that person ekwazile ukuthatha a bribe from ukuthi adlale lo mculo, and then lo muntu lo futhi maningi amathuba ukuthi akaphinda tshele the very same artist athatha a bribe ukuthi now I'm judging ilokhuzana I category ethize, so in a way ama awards angathengeka.
What I will say is that it's it's not an easy thing to say yes or no. It's a difficult process. Previously when we set mastering committees, because I've been there for a couple of years now, we will have names where we will, we are within the same space team, and when you sit there, there are names that we deleted from the judges. Immediately they come up, we said, this one is a Paola person we don't need. Because we are within the music industry, so we know who takes what from who. Because we talk, we talk a lot. So with that particular process, we then deleted a whole lot of people. If you can look at the list now of judges currently, you will see people that possibly most of us don't even know, but they are playing a certain role in the music industry somewhere in the other corners. It's not only, we are moving away from compilers because of the very same thing that was raised before. If you look at our list, it doesn't have compilers anymore because you are opening up a door for that Paola situation to happen. So there are those people that unfortunately we are still, sidelining them, throughout the process, because we see that they are the ones at some point who create the problem.
But besides sidelining them, is there some form of accountability as maybe people being charged or people sort of being suspended from the industry or participation in major events, or is it just a matter of it's an inside secret, we just sideline you?
I think everything that you do, you must have a policy that speaks to that. And I think what Vusi is raising, it's something that we even sat down and said, you know what, guys, maybe it's about time that we draft a proper policy that says, even if it's a record label that has been caught in that particular thing, we ought to take the responsibility and say, you are banned from the summers for the next 5 years. Whichever artist that you we're gonna be harsh, unfortunately, going forward, because all this criticism, whether is it true or not true, you have to safeguard the integrity of this particular Summer Awards, because we don't want this brand to die in our hands.
So you do confirm what Paola is taking place and you are aware of it?
Paola, it is there. I mean, Ivan Kekana can say openly, it's not a secret. From Mikokwezi was fired from the station on the spot. So there are those examples that we can give you of action being taken.
After listening to your conversation, I don't know whether we can say umampintsha on a point, Glenda Teisho, or what? Because if ubona ngendlela oyichaza ngakhona ukuthi khona izimo whereby need avoid ukuthi we take this out. What about those engakwazanga ukuthi is avoid again?
No, but here's the thing though, every industry is corrupted in one way or the other.
So
that's the reality. Do you understand? But I think we need to be very careful in not absolving.
But you just agreeing now. Every industry is corrupt. So
yes, but that does not mean that the whole industry is. I mean, what would be unfair is to actually paint the whole industry as a corrupt industry simply because of that.
But I would say it in a different way. I would say the core of the business is not about corruption. All right, there are those people who accept, who come in and think that the easy way is to bribe. And and the problem is the artists themselves and record companies who pay Paola or who get subjected. When you start saying, have you been asked to pay Paola? Come forward so that we can handle this, name the
They
person.
don't come.
They will
They
never.
don't come.
Let's
Like, for
stick to the
example,
point.
one artist said, I was asked to pay 25,000, 16. It's fun, that's great. But just like Mampinja,
Yeah.
if you're not going to name the people,
shame.
how do you expect that issue
All
to
right,
be
let's hold
handled?
that point so we can go to an ad break. We're continuing. You're watching Daily Thetha. Salibeleti Daily Thetha. Are going to on our social media pages. Very heated conversation today. Kataba ya the judging process, ya the music awards, and ya mo Twitter. We have a comment there by Tando Ora. Most of the time, artists complain when the decision doesn't favor them. Rick was actually the first one to complain while he had won at Daily Thetha.
Let's go to KZN Nomcebo.
Yeah.
Welcome to Daily Thetha.
Yebo sanibonani.
Unjani mama?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Sikhona kakhulu nathi khuluma nathi uthini umbono wakho?
Umono wami uthi okay, firstly masithatha ukubheka ke into enza ku Betsodumo into eyenza na ku Evolve.
Yeah.
Phone. So uBetsodumo yawo uyacula yena kahle and uyenza into yakhe kahle fine, but music wakhe awakhe. And abantu abadala abaningi bebe problem music wakhe. Music wakhe futhi ulalelwa izingane kakhulu, ingane ezincane asivuki.
So you're saying kube kuthiwa umculo wakho buwakha,
Yeah.
ngabe mhlawumbe khona umehluko obe khona abantu ukuthi bawuvotele?
Ngabe mhlawumbe ukhona umehluko ngoba nabantu abadala bakwazi ukuthi salo bawuvotele.
What about Dr. Malinga akulaleki mawunemali? Athi akulaleki mawungena award akulaleki.
Awakhi nalo mculo.
Uwini Dr. Malinga sisi.
Bayafana no Dr. Malinga.
Siyabonga.
But uBetsodumo owakhe like masuthatha ubheke kunalento enziwayo siyaziyo thina abantu abasha ukuthi uma udlala lengoma yakhe ufanele ube njani.
All right.
La ukhuluma ngayo nge-messages.
Yes,
Okay,
ngomsebenzi sonke leyo.
Okay, siyabona. Okay. Obusekhona something osafuna ukusho ma?
So for
All right.
kwathiwa abantu abavotanga benga-based kulokhuzani kubona lapha abantu.
Okay, sis. Thank you so much, sis, for that comment. Ariwe Mola, and just in wrapping up, moving forward, do you think what has happened, Ihama, South Africa's music industry and music, awards as a whole? Because if maybe artists like AKA or Casper think, you know what, really our local awards on Akidi apply, but I'd rather go to the BETs or go somewhere overseas. Do you think it harms us in any way?
Look, number one, it does, but also we somewhere the slavery mentality, of America or what's in Europe is best. Instead of saying, I'm African, I'm here, I'm gonna build and make sure that tomorrow, some American artist wants to come here to enter these awards, And so the people just need a situation where they take responsibility. Because, for instance, I would go back to Mampinja, when he was winning, why he never said companies, and which companies, because now what he has done, he has gone and painted everybody with the same brush, So it's basically, right now the industry is in a very bad position because everybody now, they believe that it's corrupt, there's no point of doing whatever, so it needs to be rebuilt.
Asambeni phambili ke Tumelo sesivala nje ukuthi how do we rebuild this industry, because now one we understand ukuthi kunepayola and it's there, it's not like there's somebody who's doing anything about it. We know ukuthi stations thizeni, TV station thizeni edlala music video thizeni kuyakhokha khona. Now sesimove to ama awards, how do we make sure ukuthi siyasibuyisa back isithunzi sama radio stations, sama awards na yonke into?
I think it's a process that we need to undertake as as business people in the industry. It's a question of saying we need to take, I'll raise my hand and say, as RISA, we need to take full responsibility for whatever happens within SAMAS. And our way forward will be to say, let us call out to all the role players to come to the party and stop saying, I don't want to be part of that. Meanwhile, it's an SA Music Awards, which you ought to be part of, by the way. But we need to call them into a room and then we scrutinize and say, where are the flaws? The only challenge with this thing is one. we all in this business, and I'm going to be very honest, we come to this business with different mindsets and different agendas.
Yeah.
Others will come into the process and they will want to do the opposite of what you're trying to do because of immediately we want people to toe the line. Those that originally didn't toe the line, they will always want to have their own wrong things going on and on. So, you know, there's that struggle as well that one has to also work in to make sure that you now end up having to enforce certain decisions to people to say, it's either you do this or you don't do that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all these artists that go out and make noise and say they don't want to be part, they don't want to be part, at some point they are the ones who come back to ours because they see value. If you look at Babes currently, in terms of, I mean, every person in the country knows who Babes is. All these awards, we must also look at them from a PR exercise point of view. Even if we looked at it in a negative, we'd say, no, Babes was swearing, Mampincha, they were swearing, which is wrong. They still need to come and account, by the way.
But apologize, there's a video.
There's a video.
They now need to come to us. Remember, they were swearing at us as the organizers. We haven't had time to get it official to say apology to the committee. But at the end of the day, if they don't do that, somebody else will do tomorrow and run away with it and say, we didn't do anything to Babes and Mampincha.
Yeah.
So we ought to find a way to say, how best do we punish people? It's either, if something doesn't happen, we'll raise our hands and say, okay, you know what?
All right.
From West Inc., the next 5 years, guys, you can park your car somewhere outside. Let's move on with life.
That's a harsh one.
We have to do that.
Yeah, let's add more audience members before as well.
Sanbonan,
Yebo.
Gamalamding Atichek. There's something that you said, and it gave me a highlight on everything. I'm starting to believe what Mothotoane was saying, because you said something about auditors. The score sheets from the judges, and then you take it, and then the auditors check, and if the numbers don't correspond, you take it back. And have there been cases like that? And you quickly shut that question. We never answered that question for us. I want you to tell us: have there been cases like that where auditors found a false thing in those score sheets?
Let's do it briefly because we literally.
I think briefly, I will say to you, for each and every auditor's work, whatever that happens which is wrong, we take it back. Yes, we've had 1 or 2 instances a couple of years back where that particular thing happened. And things went back because of the fact that we are doing our work. You must do it right than do it wrong.
We run out of time.
You can't want it to
Thank
go
you so
on
much,
like
gentlemen.
that.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. It's been an interesting one. We've learned a lot today.
Kakhulu and ithelithethe ihleze kunikeza lelo thuba ngaso sonke isikhathi ukuthi ukhulume nathi. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, sikhulume. Siyabonga kakhulu.